Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sports Talk Network channel, and welcome to this review of the latest episode of This Is Us. So, this is us a recap here on this very channel. So, let's get on into it before I ramble about nothingness. One thing I did want to promote in regards to Who Done It games on Twitter at W Teamed. For those that support me and my partner that will be for this game, hopefully, if we are casted, that's Jeff at Gucci McNuggets. GUCCI _McNuggets, Gucci _McNuggets. Welcome to support us already on tweets if you want. Let the game know that they'd be fools not to cast us, sort of thing if you want. You don't have to, but just wanted to share that. Again, their Twitter handle is at WTeamed. And of course, as I just shared, you already know my personal handle, let alone his. And I will share that again at the end of this review with my banners as I usually do. Anyways, let's get into talk about This Is Us. That's the big thing to talk about. Talk about main three. Talk about big three. Talk about awesome three. Talk about the game three. The big three. The big three. Quote unquote, no dinner can go worse than the one. It's the meal and unleash an angry tirade in the kitchen. This week's This Is Us. Going to be very, very interesting. And it was very interesting, very good, and I certainly enjoyed it. Obviously, as I always do. But this week's episode shows how two gatherings in two different time periods start out teetering on polite, but eventually tumble into full-on hostility. It's highly entertaining to watch, thanks to some choice asides that are by sidelined siblings and near brawl that breaks out between two unlikely combatants. Malik and Deja's excellent adventure on their way to school. Malik Malik talks to Deja. Or talks to Deja into skipping class to spend the day roaming Philadelphia together. The parts of the city Randall's shown her tend toward the touristy, and Malik really wants to take her to a cheese steak place called Max's. He muses that she visited Philly as a little girl, but can't remember much except for some Christmas-type lights shining on some water. Then laments that she's losing memories of times with her grandmother. Like that one. After wavering a bit, Deidre finally decides to ditch school too because plot convenience. Their day unfolds via flashbacks throughout the episode, but we've got some very uncomfortable dinner sequences to get through as well. So here's the quick version of this. Malik is incredibly charming as he shows Deidre around his city, and it's clear to both her and us that he's taken with her. But after she works up the nerve to hold her hand while they're taking a break in the park, she sits up and suddenly says she wants to go home. She explains that Randall is the only man she's ever known who doesn't lie, and though she concedes that Malik may be equally earnest, she's weirded out by the fact that he has a baby and has dated other girls. He says he's only dated Janelle's mother, but he understands why Aditya is wary of him. He says he only dated Janelle's mother, but he relates to his parents having been together for 22 years, and many people in his family have long, loving relationships, and he felt like he let them down when his ex-girlfriend got pregnant. Then he adds that he has one more place he wanted to show Deja. She tentatively holds out her hand and says, "Show me." And of course, it's the place where the Christmas lights she remembers as a child, which turns out to be the Boathouse Row. She's so moved, she kisses him. And it's good that she had such a full, fulfilling day because when she returns home, school has called, and Randall and Beth are a little bit upset, let's just say pissed. But wouldn't you be? That reminds me of a story in regards to me. Not ditching school. Um, Not ditching school by planning to. I had first. I was a senior in high school, and I had first period was like a free period senior thing that we had at our high school. I don't know if they still have that now at our local high school or my high school that I graduated. I still got alumni. The point is, I had that, so I decided that year that I wanted to go to the Packers um, draft party at Lambeau Field that they have hold every year in the atrium for all the fans, um, fans, shareholders, whatever. And and to do so, you have to buy them in person, not online. And yes, it was 2006, but still, internet was uh, growing to be a big thing as it is now. You guys are buying things online. The point is, I had to buy it in person. So I went to the Packers Pro Shop I was supposed to go to and to get it, and I did, and purchased 2 tickets for me and my friend Tyler, and I was going to head back home, the 20-30 minute drive back home on the highway to get back for the next for class. And for some reason, I got myself lost and wasn't able to find the exit I needed to get from one highway to the other, concerning highway, to get myself home. And I was driving up and down this main highway that I was coming off on that connects with Lambeau Field, and um, spending money, getting money with me, and I even at one point was in Michigan. I was also on the campus of U of Oshkosh, which is kind of ironic because I went to school there later on in my life. But I just was like everywhere. And I probably didn't get home until late in the evening. And needless to say, my parents weren't too happy. They also were concerned about me, I guess. They, of course, called the police, were wondering where I was, this and that. But yeah, I just want to share that crazy story that I always have in regards to get myself so lost on the highway that I was in Michigan for about 5 to 10 minutes, turning back around then. Anyways, moving right along here about This Is Us. Let's go back now to the event we first learned about in last week's episode, the night that Randall's teacher, Corey Lawrence, and his wife Trish attend dinner at the Pearson house. Even before the Lawrences show up, Rebecca is curious about why Jack invited Corey in the first place. But Jack downplays her suspicion and her questions about why he's wearing a sports jacket to the meal. Meanwhile, Trish playfully wonders why her husband is doing so much conscious raising with his own black students. Once the Lawrences arrive, Jack immediately loses his mind, never passing up an opportunity to one-up Corey. Kevin's crack about how boring the conversation is don't help anything either. The situation reaches its lowest point when Jack all but forbids Randall to attend a black art and culture fair with his teacher. And that's when Rebecca pulls her husband into the kitchen for a chat. All right, I don't know where I left off. All right, well, I'm going to have to check where I left off. So I will be... I'll be right back in that regard. I don't know what the heck's going on with my freaking laptop. Well, if people were watching live, then they would tell me where I left off. All right, let me see. That can go. I just want to see where I left off, so I'm gonna have to mute myself so I can listen to my own audio. All right. Sorry, everybody. Monty's Corner, whoever else is watching this. I apologize. I did watch or re-listen to my still live or now live again, or at least now that I'm back again, video where I left off on my script, my notes. I'm trying to find a better way in regards to presenting it. But I write my own script and notes. As I do this more and more, I'll try to bring a personality with it as well. But still, anyways. But trust me, I'm writing notes and trying to enjoy the episode. I even watch it again a second time if I missed anything. But anyways, I found out where I left off before I went dark for a while. It's as I look back my notes here. Rebecca pulls her husband into the kitchen for a chat. That's where I was leaving off. So here's what she says, and I quote, "If you're competing with Corey for your son, you're going to win. Our son is always going to choose you. Always," she whispers gently but firmly. And I quote, "But if you do that, if you make him choose, Randall's going to lose out on something really special, something he needs. And where would that leave him?" That's a good question. After the Lawrences leave, Jack stops Corey on the walkway outside the house and confesses that the increasingly complicated nature of Randall's questions about himself and his place in the world have Jack feeling a little like I'm letting him down. He adds, and he also adds, "I can't teach my son how to be black." And Corey tries not to chuckle much as he says, "No, don't do that because you can't do that." Mr. Lawrence takes pity on Jack in his floundering, lending him a book of Langston Hughes's poetry and adding that Randall is really into Hughes right now. Upstairs later, Jack tells Randall he's going to read the collection of verse. Randall quite rightfully scoffs, but then he recites Hughes, I too, and says he and Jack can read the book together. We are moving on, and now to the main event, Randall and Beth's dinner with Malik's parents, Darnell and Kelly. Before the Hodges family show up, Randall is adamant that he wants both of Malik's parents to join them in declaring that Malik and Deja should not date at all. But Beth wants to make more of an open-minded approach. After all, keeping the kids apart didn't really work out too well for Romeo and Juliet's parents, right? So you all know how that story ended. Meanwhile, Kelly is already unimpressed with what Malik tells her about Deja and her family, right down to the fact that her father's brother was the Manny. The Manny. His brother is Morris Chestnut? She cries, and he corrects her. His brother is white. She shoots back. So there's all that. The minute the Hodges arrive, Kelly shushes Randall's booming greeting. Janelle sleeping in her carrier. And then Beth's plan to have wine lubricate the evening falls short when the Hodges say they don't really drink. It's crazy that you have a baby, and he adds, apropos of nothing added then, and that sets the tone for the night of all the craziness ahead. Darnell and Randall actually start to get along, though Darnell notices Randall staring at the multiple tattoos on his arm. Upstairs, Kelly pretty much says that Deja, with her drug-dealing mother and her periods of homelessness, has too much baggage, and that sets Beth off for reals. She's been through a lot, but so have you, right? Beth says, all smiles. I mean, having to raise your child's child and all, well, that definitely would be off. We are one step away from earrings coming off when Randall calls up that dinner is ready. Dinner is served. So everybody sit down. No, that wasn't sad, but I was just channeling my inner genie from Aladdin. You rub my lamp, you wake me up, and all of a sudden you're going to walk out on me? I don't think so. Not right now. You're getting your wishes, so sit down. I think I actually kind of got that scene correct. Maybe not exactly, but you've seen it enough times. Hashtag Disney Plus. Anyways, moving on. In the pantry, Beth swigs from a hidden red wine bottle. Hashtag wine. Hashtag Blackberry Merlot for me, personally. And announces to Randall this dinner is about to get as awkward as heck. And she's not wrong in that. Kelly uses the pre-meal blessing to get a dig at the Pearsons. Darnell admits that he didn't vote for Randall. Then the baby starts screaming. Since Janelle is your daughter and Deja is your girlfriend, that kind of makes Deja her stepmom. And he says, so helpfully and kindly and to make matters worse. And then Beth has had enough. She sends the girls upstairs while Malik takes his daughter, for a walk to calm her down. All right, Mr. Pearson announces when the adults are all alone, I think it's time for some real talk. The conversation gets super intense. At one point, Darnell and Randall have to pull their wives apart. Randall tries to explain that he and Beth worry that being with Malik will somehow bring Deja right back into her former life, which offends the Hodges greatly. Then Darnell takes off his shirt to reveal all his tats, adding, you can choose to see me and my mistakes, or you can choose to see something different. But he adds he won't let them write off his sweet, smart, kind son either. Then Deja enters on the verge of tears and apologizes for skipping school and lying about her whereabouts. But she's not sorry, though, for liking Malik or spending the day with him, which was the best day of my life, she adds. After the Hodges leave, Randall and Beth tell Deja that she's grounded for lying, but she's allowed to spend time with Malik as long as their visits are supervised. Then they ask her to tell them about him. And she says, and I quote, the thing about Malik is he makes me feel like myself. She says dreamily, like I have a piece of home. Now, this is it was a great episode. It was awesome. But now that I do see I'm actually live and was able to finish my notes and everything. Let me just say this, even though I never really thought about this, the whole other time I'm talking about this show and how it shouldn't matter, because if you watch many TV shows like I do, you're going to see a lot of characters, whether it's your own name, friend's name, otherwise. My point is, Malik, I have a friend named Malik Guy. Doesn't mean when I'm watching This Is Us, I'm thinking of my friend Malik Kelly. I mean, this is a character on a TV show. My point, but it's just, I have moments though when I'm thinking about that in that weird way. But either way, is I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope that you all that watch this enjoyed it. I apologize greatly for sorry. Anyways, yeah, I hope you did enjoy this review. I'll have the other review up here shortly. I hope above all else, as always. Oh, wait, no, even before that. Like I said, for the game, at a double team, this is my Twitter handle. And then my teammates at Gucci_McNuggets. Welcome to tweet out to the game. Regards to support for us to want to get casted. So I would greatly appreciate it. I'm sure it will help maybe in some way. If not consciously, subconsciously to the game runners, whoever they are. But anyways, like I was saying, hope you all have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoyed the review. And above all else, as always, take care.